about big data and Hadoop, and then we'll see how to proceed. And I'll introduce you what are the things there, and what are the things we are going to cover on this. Broadly, these are the topics that you can see on your screen. So as of now, you just understand that these are the terms that we are going to see and understand in detail. As of now, just to understand the term, so you can see there is something called SDFS. So we'll be discussing, this is called Hadoop Distributed File System. Then you can see setting up Hadoop cluster, then MapReduce, then there is something called Pig and Hive and Scoop, and few more topics are there that we can discuss when we are proceeding. But overall, this is the structure on which we are going to discuss. Any question on this? Hello?
Yeah, that means the entire course covers only these topics, or do you have any other topic? I think some other topics also we have in the Hadoop, right?
Yeah. So see, there are so many things. If suppose we are talking about Hadoop, so there are so many things like what I have not mentioned here. For example, we can have HBase, we can have some other tools as well, and of course we can have some sort of introduction regarding those also. But basically, these are the things which if you go through it, so you are having the knowledge of big data Hadoop. Lots of other things are there, like you can also say MongoDB is there. You need to know a little bit of MySQL as also, and other things so that you can comfortably work. But basically, broadly, if you understand what is how it is working and how MapReduce is working and how Scoop is working and how we can fetch the information and how we can analyze the things, then you are through and you understand like how to go ahead and do the things. Okay. Now, before starting, a few more things I would like to introduce here. What we are trying to do, that is based on one operating system called Ubuntu, and there are some other operating systems also, like have you heard about Cloudera?
Yes, I heard, but not much knowledge.
No problem. It is whatever I'm discussing right now, these are Linux-based systems. So you can say like whether it is Ubuntu or whether it is Cloudera, or whether there is one product from IBM called Big Insight. So whether it is Big Insight, or if suppose we are talking about Windows-based Hadoop, so there is something called Hot&Works. So all these are there using which you can go for big data and Hadoop. And there are certain tools also, those are not a part of this course, like you can have Informatica to analyze the things. So and there is something called Tableau, if you have heard about these terms. So these are also there using which you can analyze the things. Otherwise, whatever we are seeing on the screen, so using those you can learn big data and Hadoop, and you can analyze the things. You will have the overall idea regarding these things. Okay. Hello. Are you there?
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Okay, fine. See, I need your heartbeat. I need something from you so that I'll understand that yes, people are there, because it's an online class, and if suppose there is no response from your side, then it will be difficult for me to understand whether whether someone is there whom I'm addressing. So can you please respond in between?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. Thanks, Sarah. Thank you. So as you see on the screen, we are discussing regarding big data. So we'll start with big data. Now, what is big data? There is a definition you can see on the screen. But before going for this definition, let me discuss one scenario. Let me discuss about myself first. So see, if, suppose if you refer my name, so as you have seen, my name is Mukund, and let me tell you one scenario where you can understand like how big data is affecting everyone. So, as you know, definitely I'm on different types of social media websites like Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on, suppose I'm on Google, I'm on Yahoo, I'm on Hotmail, I'm on so many other websites, I'm on Indian Railways website, I'm on some airlines website, I'm on some other private industries website, and I'm on my company's website. So what I'm trying to say here, like one person is available on different websites, and I'm generating data every day. So every day lots of data is moving around me. Lots of data is revolving around me. So for instance, if I'm on Facebook, so I upload some photographs, I upload some videos, I express some emotions, I appreciate some of my friends, I express my negativity regarding certain topics, and so on. So what is happening? One person like me is generating lots of data. I'm registered with some of the hospitals, so I'm generating data there also. So the data that is moving around me, one person. Are you understanding this thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So but the one person is generating so much data. Means, my mobile is there. I send SMS. I'm registered with so many companies. So I'm on Naukri.com. I'm on Monster. So what I try to say here, like I'm on so many places, and if suppose you start just evaluating, you'll find that lots of data I'm generating. So one person is generating so many data. So in the same way, if suppose you find out my students, if you find out my friends, if you find out my family members, and if you find out about my city, about my country, about the world, so you can well imagine like how much data is being generated because of this type of interaction. So the thing is, if suppose I'm talking about a situation where there is a possibility of explosion of data. So if that type of situation is there, that type of situation occurred, or that type of that type of situation is going to arrive. So then in that case, I'll have to understand like yes, there is a requirement where I'll have to manage the huge data that I am talking about. And if I am talking about a huge data, I am talking about the data which is diverse in nature. I'm talking about the data which is complex in nature. I'm talking about the data which I need to analyze, but the data is not stored in a tabular format. Are you understanding this difference? The tabular format, if I am saying.
Yes.
So, so if suppose I am talking about that type of data where the data is not stored in a tabular format, means I am talking about a situation where the traditional RDBMS systems are not being used or utilized. I'm talking about a situation where the data is not being stored in rows and column fashion. I'm talking about the situation where my emotions cannot be stored, because no table can store my emotions. No table can store the way I chat. Yes, you can store the information, but you can well imagine which type of column and rows structure you need for those things. So it is not possible to store the information in the way it is there in the RDBMS. And secondly, if you are talking about small information, if you are talking about data which are in GB or MB, then it's easy to store the information. You can have the information stored. But once we are talking about the data which are of 1000 GB, like terabytes, and so 1000 terabytes and 500 terabytes type of data, when we are talking about that type of data, then it's a difficult situation because our existing RDBMSs cannot handle those types of data. Okay, and so what we are talking about as of now, that is the big data that we are talking about. Fine. So as you can see here, big data is data whose scale, diversity, and complexity require new architecture, new technique, new algorithm, and new way of analyzing to manage the data and extract the value and hidden knowledge from it. Now this word is very important: extract value and hidden knowledge from it. See, if suppose I am having one table structure where I say I'm having one employee table. Now, it's just a traditional table where I'm storing the information regarding one employee. But understand this difference where if suppose I am storing the information regarding one person who is visiting my website. Now the person is visiting my website. He is searching for certain items. He is trying to locate certain items. He is trying to purchase certain items, and he purchases some items. So today, if suppose he purchased something, once he purchases something, or you must have visited some of the websites where you must have purchased something. So what happens as soon as you purchase something, it is suggesting you some sort of pair for that particular item that you have purchased. Okay, are you with me?
Yes, yes.
So what happens, what is this? This is one type of intelligence that we are discussing. Like website is understanding my choice, my habit, my requirement, my understanding, my way of thinking, and accordingly the website is suggesting me certain things. The website is suggesting me what to purchase, and the website is also suggesting me, helping me in understanding the things. If suppose I prefer red color, so website is suggesting me all those things related to website. So gone are the days when it was like we had static websites where the people were visiting and trying to understand the things, and people were satisfied with the whatever things were available. Now the thing is, lots of websites are there, lots of companies are there, lots of products are there, so n number of things are happening. And if you are getting the situation where the website is suggesting you, then it definitely you like to visit the website again and you like to purchase the things again. Similarly, if suppose you are moving somewhere, you are in a new city, and you want to have, suppose this is the time for dinner, and you want to have some restaurant, so you are searching which restaurant is nearby. So as per your last search, like which type of food you like, which type of restaurant you like, how much you can afford, and so what is the distance from the location you are. So it is suggesting you certain things, and all these things are basically what. So it is like the hidden knowledge. So this type of data, when we are talking about where the things are being suggested, where the habit is being tracked, where your requirements are being tracked, and where you are being suggested what is good for you, and what you should go for. So if suppose we are talking about this type of data, it's not a simple data, it's not a general data which can be stored in general RDBMS system. Are you understanding this point?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if suppose we are talking about this type of data, so we are talking about something called big data. And big data, of course, as the name suggests, it's really big in nature. It has a really a big thing with it, and we cannot compare the big data with the data which are small in nature, and we should not compare. We'll come to know why and where we need to use big data, where we should not use big data. It is not like that every time, everywhere we need to use this big data and Hadoop part, because it's a new technology. So we should go for it, and we should forget everything regarding the existing RDBMS and all. The fact is, it's not so. For so many situations, we can see this is not a replacement of the existing RDBMS system. Yes, this is a new technology, and that is where we have less scope of utilizing the existing RDBMS system, the SQL, the Oracle, and the Sybase and other this type of RDBMS based technology, because those technologies cannot handle huge data. Those technologies will not be able to analyze the things on the basis of unstructured data, because whatever informations we are seeing on Facebook, we are seeing on Twitter, we are seeing on different websites related to some products, or we are seeing on different websites where people are visiting to do certain things, or things like, suppose we are talking about LinkedIn, where every day if I visit LinkedIn, so people, I find that lots of people are trying to be friend with me, and LinkedIn is also suggesting me certain things, and it's also suggesting like people who visited this profile also visited things suggested, like these are the friends for friends, so friends, and so on. So when we are talking about this type of situation, when we are talking about that type of data, then only we are requiring big data. Otherwise, for simple processing like employee management system, or yes, suppose the employee management system is a huge management system, then in that case, yes, but otherwise, if it is a small one, then we should not go for this big data and Hadoop. So always remember in mind that big data and Hadoop, we are talking only when the data, the volume is very big, and it's really high in nature. Hello? Hello?
Yes, fine. Yeah, fine.
So any question till here?
No.
Mukund, like, will you be having any chance to show some real-time project or something?
See, of course, you'll be doing everything there. See, I'm telling you the way it will be progressing. You'll be understanding, first of all, what is big data, what is Hadoop. Then you'll be understanding how, what is the architecture of this big data and Hadoop, because those things are very much important. Of course, the practical sessions will be there, but you need to understand the architecture of Hadoop. You'll have to understand what are the name nodes and all. You'll have to understand how MapReduce is working, and what is the fundament behind these things, and then you'll be working on all those things. You have to understand like how we are creating the SDFS, how to install SDFS, how to work on SDFS. Then you'll be understanding how to go for MapReduce program on the basis of certain data. Of course, I'll be sharing with you some data. Those we can say that it is from some companies, but we cannot disclose the names of the company. And then yes, we can even work on New York Stock Exchange data. That is the real-time data. But all those things will come gradually, one after another. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Now see, so we are continuing with the big data. Now see what is happening, what you have seen, the way big data is increasing, the data is increasing in fact. So megabyte to gigabyte to terabyte to petabyte type of things are happening. Why it is so? Because as you can see, the first line like transactions, interaction, observations, so those things are there, and we are working on that type of situation. Just to imagine the thing. Suppose if I am to store the data of Facebook, so which type of column and rows we can have? It is very difficult to bound it in some sort of rows and columns. Whereas if suppose I am having the information there, suppose even if it is in a Word format, so if I need to find out certain information from there, and on that basis I need to do some sort of analysis. For example, I want to know, like out of two important person, I want to know which one is more popular these days. So whether it is A or whether it is B, so I can find out this information using the MapReduce program. So we'll understand what is MapReduce program, but How we are doing this thing? So we are doing this thing by understanding the interaction which are happening amongst the users, and the observations which are being made by different people. So it's like on the basis of all these informations which are spread across and which are day by day growing. So it's growing, the data is growing, and that's how the nature of data is changing, and that is the reason we need some sort of solution for that. Now here one thing you need to remember, that whenever we are talking about this big data, we should understand a fact that the storage capacity is not a problem because of a big data has come into existence. So that is not the issue at all. So of course, if I want, I can have the external hard disk for my laptop, and I can use one terabyte of data or 2 terabyte of data using my laptop itself. So we could not even imagine of these things in the earlier day. In earlier day, I still remember in one of my companies, one server was there. The capacity of the server was 10 GB, and we were wondering like what a big system it is. So so storage is not a problem. The problem is to reading the information quickly, and analyzing the things and suggesting the information on the basis of that. So yes, the information is definitely growing in a different way, and yes, our existing RDBMS, of course, they cannot work on this type of huge data, and they cannot do they cannot analyze this type of huge data, because they don't have that type of capability to analyze emotions and other aspects of the data. So again, who is generating big data? So you can see lots of names there. There is one thing that normally people are thinking, that it's only Facebook, or it's only Twitter, or it's only YouTube type of companies which are generating big data. But if you can see in the picture, so you can see that lots of other things are also there which are generating big data. I was going through one documentary of BBC, and probably you must have seen also. If you have not seen, I'm just trying to share with you. Like it was showing that how in New York, the police is trying to avoid the crime before it happens, 12 hours before the crime happens. And that is based on the data. So it's data analysis. On the basis of that, the police is trying to do that. You can see the video. If you search on YouTube, you can get the video. It has other aspects also, other things also, like some stargazer is in South Africa. Some stargazer is trying to understand what are the informations these stars are generating, and similarly some other like New York Stock Exchange, so some data scientists are trying to understand how to make big money out of the analysis of the data. Even if we are talking about some airlines, so one aeroplane, if you see, it is generating huge data. If suppose if it is traveling for 3 hours, 4 hours, so how it is generating the huge data? By the log it is maintaining. The log has information like which type of weather is there, what are the things happening, and all the things which are there part of the journey. So it's not the information of the passenger and all. It is regarding the functioning of the aeroplane itself. So that is generating huge data. You can not even imagine, like the data that is being generated by one aeroplane which is traveling for 7-8 hours is as huge as Facebook is generating data for one day. So you can well imagine the data, those cannot be, and those types of log files cannot be managed by traditional RDBMS system. So so lots of data is being generated on that aspect also. Our mobile devices and other devices, similar devices are doing are generating this type of huge data every day, and if suppose these types of data are not being managed now, so it will definitely be creating lots of problem in the future, and that is the reason why this type of managing of big data is basically taking shape. And as of now, this is Hadoop that we are talking about. We'll discuss what is Hadoop and all. So Hadoop is there. Maybe in future we'll have some other technology and lots of other things will be there. But base things will remain same, and base technology will remain same. And yes, of course, lots of other things will come in future. For example, as of now also, we'll discuss this thing when we'll be discussing regarding clusters in the later session. So we'll understand like how we can even store our big data in cloud, and how we can do all those things using cloud. So and how we are managing those data. So we need to understand like the data is growing, and all different social media or scientific instruments or mobile devices or sensor technology and different networks are adding in this, and that's how every day we are generating large data sets and large data.
Just want to confirm, like before Hadoop, how they maintain this big data? Like,
yes, that is a very good question. See, just 2 years back, these people have realized that the data which we are managing now, it's getting uncontrolled, in fact. So it all started. I'll show you one slide where you'll see like around 2001 different companies started doing this thing. See, the way Google has started, you must have seen the Google way of searching the things. And if you are, like you are saying, you have around 8-9 years of experience, so definitely you must be using Google since long. So just to remember those days when in early days Google was there, and now the way Google is suggesting you the things. So of course the things were not there, and these MapReduce and other things, basically the companies which started understanding the requirement, they have developed it internally, and then these are the open source, those have been left as open source, and people are all the companies, different companies, like big companies like Yahoo, Google, and Cloudera and other companies are contributing into it. So only in 2-3 years time, people are understanding now the importance of big data. See, before that we were not understanding what is the importance of data. Still in India, are we understanding the importance of data? So many data are there. Are we understanding? We have started doing something like Aadhaar now. Do we have something like the record? I don't have the record from my childhood, what was my problems, which were the diseases I was having. I don't have all the records, online records available. So it is like, if suppose India needs to do everything computerized, if suppose it is required that, okay, Indian citizen, everyone, all the data will be on internet, and probably in 5 years time down the line it will happen. So now people are realizing the importance of data. Companies are realizing the importance of data. Companies are realizing, if suppose they have the actual data, they come to know what is the requirement of the people. So accordingly they can change, and accordingly the new product will get launched, and no product will be a flop product. So this way the world is moving, and that understanding was not there earlier. So whatever was there, that was being managed by the traditional RDBMS system, and people were not thinking beyond that. But since the arrival of this the social media, the Google's file system and all, so these things were understood that yes, it is required, let us go for some new technology, and they understood the problems related to the RDBMS system. They understood RDBMS system cannot support that long, and huge data that is being used by the social medias and huge companies. So that's how, and then for instance, the New York Stock Exchange and the aeroplane part I discussed. So that much thing was not basically understood, and that is why lots of data were dumped. So dumped in the sense like I was having the data, suppose I was storing the data, and then I was taking the backup, and I stored the data in some sort of CD, DVD, and other formats. And if suppose if it is it has some problem, then I'm losing the data as well. So those informations were always there, and that is that's the reason why it was understood that yes, go for some sort of new way of doing the things, and this is the reason why we are having these types of technologies now. So it answers your question?
Yes. Yeah. Fine.
Okay. Okay. So just see this diagram that you can see on your screen. So what you can see here, we are now thinking of including what the business intelligence with the prediction that we can make on the basis of the data that is available with us. So earlier we were not thinking of that type of situation. And this is the reason I told you the nature of websites are changing now, the nature of business is changing now. The companies are approaching you in a different way. And now we are finding that the way the business is happening, the way the transactions are happening, the way market is coming to you, the way market is approaching you, that is changing. Gradually it is changing, and of course in a market like India, it will have to change because it's a huge market, and of course to grab this market, you'll have to understand what is going on, what's the requirement and all. So you can well understand, like the business intelligence is suggesting us like which type of information is required, what is the information there, and on that basis of that information, let us do some sort of analysis, let us do some sort of prediction, let us understand like what are the real-time requirement, and on that basis let us take certain decisions will definitely be useful and a working decision for the customers as well as the market. So so if suppose we are we try to understand from where this big data is coming and what is the force behind it, so we can understand the market is the force, the changing nature of the market is the force which is basically driving big data. So lots of analysis is happening, and that is changing the market, and that's how you can well see. I've seen one case study regarding the last election which Obama has won. You can also see it on web. So Obama and his team use this technology, the big data technology, to analyze the mood of the country, and on that basis they have started their campaigning, and they have decided their strategy, and that's an open secret that you can see on web. So it's a case study that you can go through and understand. So the situation is like the complexity that is there. On that basis, let us have the business analysis, and then do certain evaluation, analyze it, and predict like what is going to happen. And this is the reason why we are talking about big data. And you will see gradually how big data is managing these aspects. Now we'll be moving for this, but before that, just trying to understand. Are you aware of this term called TFS?
Yeah, it's a distributed file system.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Like it will be placed in multiple, so the data will be distributed in multiple systems.
Okay. So is this a new term?
It's existing one.
Okay. So can you cite, can you quote some example here? Any example
Like,
here?
yeah, like the servers will be placed in the different places.
Okay. Fine. Server will be placed in different places, and so it is distributed, and we are getting the information from different places. That is the information that we are discussing. See, yes, you are right, absolutely right. The distributed file system is that only. But what we are talking now, that is a distributed file system, which will be in a different nature. Now the things are same, but understand the data which is huge in nature. For example, see, as you can see on the screen, we are talking about one system there, and we are talking about 4 input-output channels are attached with the system, and each channel is doing this input-output at the rate of 100 MB per second. Same time, we see there are around 10 systems, and the same 10 systems are having again the 4 input-output channels, and each channels are generating this input-output is happening on the basis of 100 MB per second. Now, of course, you can guess on this, like which one will be doing the task fast. Which one will do the task fast?
Yeah, the second one.
Why? Of course, second one will do the task fast because lots of systems are there. But I have 4 different external hard disks attached with my system. Okay, and all the 4 are working. So what is the problem? So what I told you earlier also, the problem is not related to storage. And of course, whatever you said, that is correct, because of course, if you see lots of systems there, so of course the systems will be, if lots of systems are there, it will be doing the task faster than if suppose one system is there. And even if we are having lots of storage capacity attached with one server, so it will not be doing the task fast. So what we are trying to understand here, that it is not the storage capacity. Storage capacity, you may have n number of storage capacity, you can increase whatever you want to increase, but of course when we are talking about input and output, at that time it is not possible to handle a huge data that we are talking about. And if suppose if it is a cluster of systems, lots of systems are there, and lots of systems are attached and associated, so we cannot think of the speed that in case suppose we are having many systems where the input-output operations are happening. So we are not talking about the data in megabytes or gigabytes. We are talking about the data that is in terabytes and all. Fine? Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just stop here for 2 minutes. I'll come back again. So, no, I'm not aware. It is just on your request I have started it. So, I just wanted to understand. Yeah.
Hello, Chandu and Srilakshmi? No, second.
Yes, sir.
Hello? It's Radha. Srilakshmi and Chandu?
Yes.
Sir, we have finished the demo. Okay. So, how was the demo, Srilakshmi and Chandu?
Yeah, it's fine, but it's not covered internet.
Okay. 1 second, sir. Hello?
Hello, Chandu and Srilakshmi, are you there?
Yes, we are.
Actually, faculty got an issue unexpectedly. So tomorrow at the same time, I'll be going to schedule a demo on Hadoop. Okay?
Okay, fine. And normally, how long is the course duration and how much you are going to charge?
I'll call you and I'll discuss with you. Okay? I'll call to your phone.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? And also, Chandu, any queries?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay, I'll be ending the demo class now, and I'll be calling you now. Okay, in 5 minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Huh?